First off, we'll get the legalese out of the way. This is not financial advice, not legal advice. Consult a professional, consult an attorney, consult a financial advisor, so forth. We are going to record and we are going to replay. So if you're talking or you're shy on camera, you may want to turn your camera off, but we encourage you to keep it on. And so I think that's the legalese we've got going. We'll start off today. We've got a guest speaker on today, so we're pretty excited about that. We're going to bring her on in just a few minutes. The first thing is, do we have any wins that anybody'd like to share? We take about 10 minutes here if anybody's got anything.
Eric,
Anybody?
I guess
Anyone?
Eric shared his win already.
Eric's got a good win. Yeah,
Eric stays winning.
I like that. Yeah.
So Eric, just curious real quick, before we get started. I know there's a lot of people on here interested in private money and that type of thing. How do people reach you and what exactly are you guys offering?
Yeah, I can put my cell phone or my email in the chat. There's all sorts of deals, especially if you're patient and you just wait for the one that works right for you. There's plain vanilla 10 to 12% monthly payments, first position loans, solid borrowers with a solid track record, simple 60% loan to value real estate, like pretty much just plain vanilla private money lending where you get a reliable paycheck every month. There's plenty of that if you want a loan. There's also some of the more Wild West deals where it's like somebody needs a pretty big sum of money quickly to either scoop up a great deal or save it before a refinance or whatever, so they're willing to pay higher interest. So occasionally you do get a little bit of a spicier scenario and a spicier interest rate. So there's some of that too.
Awesome. So you'll put your info in the chat so people can reach out to you.
Sure, I'll throw it right there. There's my phone number, there's my email.
Appreciate you, man. David, what
Yep.
about you, man? You got some wins, David. You've been working hard, man. Why don't you tell people what you've been doing and some of the wins you've been having? We got a house pending right now. Tell them about it.
Oh, which one?
The
We,
one at St. Albans, the one we just found, and tell them what happened with the sump pumps.
oh yeah, yeah. We just bought one, and we basically bought it, and we were just cleaning it out, going to turn around and resell it. And so we did put it on the market. And a few days we had a couple, two or three offers, accepted a contract. Uh, and little did we know, once they had the home inspection, we found a sump pump under the house, obviously that wasn't working. Um, and So we went under and we worked, and we had to replace the sump pump. It looked like it hadn't been changed in many years. And so today I had the guys back put in plastic under the house where the sump pump was at and all that. And then we found a second sump pump that wasn't working back into the house. So we've been at that yesterday and back at it again this morning for about 3 or 4 hours. So we finally got everything working, and the appraiser's supposed to be there today at 3 and termite inspector tomorrow. So we kind of been under the gun to kind of get that done and get it straightened back up. But that's just dealing with houses, man. It's just never ending surprises and what I call them snake bites and stuff. There's always something that you didn't see, you don't know. And that's just a prime example of it.
No, those are called adventures.
Adventures. I've had lots of adventures. Yes. Yes. Um, but anyway, Travis, if you want, go ahead and introduce Jen and we'll get started. And
Awesome. Yeah, I'd love to introduce Jen. I'd love to be the one to do it. This lady right here is the bomb diggity dog. She can sell anybody. I mean, you put a seller on the phone, she's going to take over. She's going to outclose me, and nobody else can do that. But anyway, so I want to introduce Jen Way. She is a sales coach. She also is in this business. She's been around quite some time. So Jen, would you like to just kind of really tell people who you are?
Yeah, I'm not as old as Travis just made me sound, I swear. I guys have been doing this for a long time, yes, and seen it all. Started as a licensed real estate agent. Um, got myself into the dark side when I met a wholesaler. Got onto the investing side. Started flipping houses, or wholesaling, then flipping, and um, for me, it's been an interesting kind of transition through the years. Watch the markets change here and there, but one thing has never changed the entire time, and it's something that I didn't even learn in real estate. I actually really figured it out when I was selling cars. Sales is really about talking to people. And that's what I'd like to talk to you guys about here today, is just some of the things that I do and that I say and the ways that I navigate things. I want to leave you with 3 things you can do today with the next seller you talk to that's going to change the conversation. 3 things. All right. Just so I can get a feel for the room. Who in here has been doing this less than 6 months? And just raise your hand virtually if you're too shy to come on camera. But I'd love if everybody come on camera, because that's who there we go. Thank you, Zoom user hanging out at the bridge. He's actually in maybe a construction shirt. He might be working on a bridge. So is it majority newer? Is that what I just saw? Yeah, feels like? Okay, great. So you're probably still afraid to say hard things to people, aren't you? Yeah? Afraid to get too personal, maybe, right? Say things that might offend people. So, number 1, guys, the answer is always no if you don't ask. All right? The answer is definitely no if you don't ask. If you don't wrap yourself around that immediately, you're never going to become great at sales. Because the truth is, you're worried about, what if they say no? What if they cuss me out? What if they say yes? What if they say yes? What if you're the first person to actually ask them something meaningful, and now you become the first human that they're actually connecting with, and they have a real estate problem and they were too ashamed to talk about it, and now they can be comfortable and actually talk about it and actually get help? What if they say yes? They're not going to say yes if you don't ask. So you need to throw that ego out the window. It's not about you. It's about them. And honestly, guys, oh no, they said no. Anybody else have a teenager or had a teenager? Yeah, they say worse things to me every day. Right? A toddler, right? Even little kids, man, they say mean things to you. Such mean things.
Sometimes they'll come beat you up.
Right? You want a little boost on being able to say hard things to sellers? Hang out with some little kids and tell them to be honest for a minute. Ask them what they think of your hair, right? Guys, so what? So they say no. Or, sorry, I talk with my hands too much, and this new Zoom update is going to just make it's going to happen the whole time. I'm trying so hard. I've literally am holding my hands over here so that I won't keep doing it. Who cares, right? Somebody's mean to you. Oh, they call you a bad name. Great. Thank you. Now you're off my list and I can move on to the next one. Thank you. And that's why I'm going to ask the hard questions, so that those people I shouldn't be talking to will reject me. The fact is, when you get more bold and you become a true leader and you ask the harder questions, you start saving time on your phone calls. It doesn't cost you more time. So number 1, what if they say yes? Number 2, stop letting people bring up objections. You bring them up first. It's called front-loading objections. Who on here has been told, I need to talk to my wife or husband? If your hand's not up, you haven't talked to enough people. What if instead we say, hey, Travis, is there anybody you want to talk to about selling the property before you go ahead and decide to sell it to me?
Thank you for asking, Jen. That means a lot that you would ask that. Nobody's ever asked that before. Yeah, actually, I do. I have a dog that I need to talk to about a little Chihuahua.
Oh, what's the dog's name?
Chihuahua. I just named it Chihuahua.
Travis, you're not very creative, are you?
No.
No, doesn't sound like it, sir. Travis, is Chihuahua here with us right now?
Yeah, he's actually coming in from a walk.
Can you put me on speakerphone? Let's all get on the phone together.
Yeah, that's fine. We can do that.
Now Chihuahua's on the phone, and nobody's going to be able to tell me at the end of the call that he needs to talk to Chihuahua. Chihuahua's right here.
There you go.
Maybe we can't get him on the phone right now. Okay, I'm going to reschedule for a time when that person is home. But most importantly, guys, the question is not, is that someone on the title? The question is there somebody you need to talk to? Because we don't live in a world of decision makers anymore. We all of a sudden live in a world of decision influencers. And I hate that word. And no, I'm not a millennial. Like, it's the hardest part of my job is having to make videos and put them on the internet to entertain everybody. I hate it. And I'm a salesperson and I hate it. Like, however, it's reality, which is why I have to do it, right? There's all this influence and people have to talk to this one or what. So we can't ask about only titled people because they're not the only ones affecting the decision. So we have to address decision influencers. Now, listen, there's 4 objections on every real estate call. Decision makers, influencers, that's just one. There goes that thing again. The second one, timeline. This one's been built into every single script you guys have ever seen, and I hate scripts, but I know you guys have all seen at least one. If I could close in 30 days or less, right? The timeline question's already been built in from the beginning because that's literally a pillar of who we are. It is one of the main objections. So if you're not asking about timeline and you're just like assuming that people need to move fast, you need to be very direct instead. Mr. Seller, is there a reason you need or really, really want to sell this property in the next 30 days? Why do you want to sell so fast? Right? There's lots of ways to ask it, but hit timeline. So they can't say, well, now's really not the right time. Anybody hear that one? Number 3, right fit. You know, I just don't think this is the right fit for me. It's because you haven't figured out why. You've maybe figured out some of the pillars of motivation, but you haven't figured out why. Why on earth is this person going to lower the price just to sell it to you? Why? Because they are running from pain or towards pleasure. That's why. They have a pain or they're running towards pleasure. Example of pain, bad tenants, too many repairs, divorce, foreclosure, inheritance. I mean, so many things. Tax delinquent, code violation, so many things. Example of running towards pain or running towards pleasure, not from pain. I want to sell my land so I can buy an RV and travel the country with my family this summer. I inherited it from my uncle 20 years ago. We've never even seen it. Oh, I'm a tired landlord and want to take vacations with my wife. A lot of times we think that's running from pain. But sometimes tired landlords are running towards pleasure, actually. Don't be afraid to talk. That's why you have to talk. So what are you going to do once you sell all these properties, Travis? right? You just ask. You be curious. So, decision makers, influencers, timeline, right fit. Fourth one. And these are only the four that I can guarantee all four of you, or everybody on this call definitely has. If you're in real estate, you have these four. Different niches are going to have different objections. Okay. So, other things that you consistently hear at the end of your call, try to position them up front. You be in control of that narrative instead. An easy example would be if you're constantly marketing out of state owners, build that mobile notary up front. Don't wait for the end for them to go, but am I going to have to fly to Florida in order to sell my land? Don't let it come up. Address it up front. Okay. That's a very niche specific. Think about that for yourselves, of course. The fourth one, everybody has for sure, money. It is the last thing I ever ask a seller. And I do not say, what can I price, blah, blah, blah. No. I'm positioning that specifically on the pain or pleasure point. What price to get the thing? That's why I need to get it first. So that when I ask it, they actually understand the question. It's not, what did Zillow say? It's not, what have realtors told you? It's, if I can close in 30 days because you have things you need or want, what price will you do for me? So, like I said before, front load the objections. Don't let anybody have things at the end to rebut you on except price. Everything else needs to come off the table. I just realized that I'm just like talking straight through and not stopping for any clarity or questions or anything.
That's what happens when greatness speaks, Jen. Everybody just stops and listens. Nah,
Does
I
that
love it. I love everything that you're saying. I do it very similar. Like I told you the first time we met, and I think that's the way to do it is just, you're genuine, you're there for the person. You lay boundaries and a structure down to the call that they respect. That's what they want. People don't want to do business with their friends. They want to do business with people that can get them to where they want to go. And you're that guide. So, yeah, so you're a lot of what you do is like based on, that do you do a lot of permissions? Like, do you ask for a lot of permissions to ask questions? Are you against that? Like, what do you do?
I don't ask permission for much. No, I'm more
Okay.
of I'd rather ask for forgiveness than permission. And
I
I don't
like it.
know, maybe that's because I was raised by a Marine and I'm also married to one. Maybe that's more why. Uh, but for me, sales is about being a leader.
Okay.
It's not up to you. This is my phone call. And it's going to go in the way that I want it to. And I don't need to be a New York City salesman, right? It's funny that you just said the word permission, though, because the third tip I have is give them permission to tell you no.
There you go. Why
That's
is
the
that
most.
so powerful? Tell people why that's so powerful.
I think for a lot of reasons, but mostly I think it's because you've humanized yourself. You've made it very clear that you're not here for a sale. And it's also the weirdest thing that a salesperson could ever tell you. So I'm sure you guys have heard of the, like shock people, right? Pattern interruption. Here we go. That's what they call it. It's a pattern interrupt. Really. It's very shocking for the salesperson to be like, oh, it's okay. Tell me no. You're like, what? It's crazy. Here's the effect. The people that want to tell you no will. And the ones that were hiding and trying to sell you will now lean in. So you're either going to get the rejection you seek so you can spend your time with the people that are actually worth it. Or someone's going to be so surprised by it that they go, hey, wait, no, wait. You don't, no, I'm important. No, wait, you don't get to walk away from me. I did a podcast a while ago, and it was pretty early on. People started throwing AI on the phone. And Jesse and I both agreed it wasn't going to work. Now, people have fatigue. Now they're annoyed by it. Now they're like assuming you're a robot because you sound like every other script that's been printed in every major program that exists. Because they're not different, guys. It might be the same one somebody wrote in 1950. I don't even like, it's ridiculous how exactly the same it is all over the place. If I could close in 30 days or less, pay all cash, and right, it's exactly the same. So these are all ways for you to make it very real that I'm just a Jen. I'm just here to see what's going on. Make sure I lead the conversation. You don't get power here. I'm in charge. But also make it very, very clear that I'm not going to beg you. I'm not going to push you. I'm not going to come through the phone with a gun. I'm 5'3" and 110 pounds. I doubt there's much I can do to convince people outside of my words anyways. So do these things. Okay? Start really listening. You hear it called active listening a lot. I like to call it tactical listening. So this is going to be silly, but I imagine that I'm like a cheetah in the bushes. And I'm just waiting, right? I'm just listening. We're talking about the whatever. And then when you say the thing about why, no, tell me more. Let's talk about that, right? Let's stick a knife in the wound and twist it. Because I need you to get all the feelings. So it's tactical listening, because I can come back to some things that they said because I was taking good notes. And you get into the parts of that conversation that are actually going to move the needle, stay there. Oh, that sounds terrible, Mr. Seller. They took all the copper? This is the third time it's happened to you? How have you not sold this house already? I would not deal with this for that long if I was you. What's your listing agent doing to help you? Nothing? Really talk to people, guys. All right? Get off the scripts. Say hello. Ask them how their day is going. Be a human. If you're calling people in the South, ask them what football game they're watching on Saturday. Right? It's just people. Talk to people. Kick it old school. It's kind of fun over here. It's a lot less stressful. And you'd be amazed. People are going to share their life stories all of a sudden. You're going to know about second grandmas twice removed and who burnt the mac and cheese at Thanksgiving because it just happened. Like, it's it's actually an experience in connecting again, right? And really being a part of something bigger here. It's not just about making money. You can actually just go out there and find people to help, and the side effect becomes making all the money. But first thing you got to do is stop being a salesperson like that. All right? Don't be afraid to ask harder questions. Be more bold. Front load your objections. Give them permission to tell you no. Start with one of those things, guys. Please don't try to do all three at the exact same time. It'd be a lot. Do one of them. Pick one and put it in every conversation that you have going forward. Hopefully you didn't expect 32 more minutes. I definitely I would love to just hear from you guys and be able to talk about some more specific stuff that maybe you're dealing with.
I think it's the perfect time for you guys that's on here to not be quiet and ask some questions, do what she's saying, because right now she's here to answer them. And I know while she's here, she'll answer everything. She'll give it away. So, if you guys don't have questions, I have a bunch of them probably I can come up with, but I'll be quiet just for a second. Does anybody want to raise their hand? Does anybody have anything they'd like to ask or say?
Yeah, I guess I'm kind of working on all this stuff she's saying because I kind of been hardcore in the past. I set my price, that's it. It's yes or no, and I walk away and go to the next one. But I'm trying to, work on my communication skills now, my sales skills.
Yeah, I have absolutely looked at a man and said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know your wife wore the pants in this family." I have been. It's terrible. I know. It still keeps me up at night. Because that's what sales is, though, right? That's what you're taught. You're taught to be like New York City snake oils. Like that's what you're taught. And it took me a long time to learn that there was another option, because you can't just make it up when you first start in sales, right? You got to take direction from somewhere. Yeah, listen, Shannon, absolutely. There's a person or two I can still say that to. I'm not going to say it with the tone I did that day, though. It'll be a joke this time. It will not be meant to burst his ego like it was that time, right? Because he was like, "No, I do." Like, it was just, don't do that. Don't be that person. In real estate, it's actually to your advantage because it's such an emotional situation for most people that when you do it that way, you actually have a high rate of cancellation, or people who want more money the day before closing, or who never answer the title company's phone call. It's actually counterproductive for you in real estate specifically. That's one big metric that I can say very safely. I have never been in a room where I didn't have the fewest cancellations. Like my number to offers signed to deals cashed, 97, 98%. There's not a gap there. So yeah, it's definitely better. It's going to make you a lot more money for sure. Who else has questions?
I know
Anybody
there's
else?
people. I know people have
I'll
questions.
say I'll say my biggest thing is really just when it comes to getting on that phone and I'm asking them questions and stuff like that because I've been getting a lot of no, not right now or wait till the summer. So I guess I've just been trying to work on just building rapport from the beginning and not sound like a salesy guy. And just I've been a lot of what Travis been teaching me as well. Shout out to you, Travis. But just actually just again building that rapport and having a conversation. I think I just let my mind get too ahead of me because then I'm like, okay, well, what if they're like, all right, well, maybe I will go with this guy. Then I'm over here thinking, okay, how do I get the contract? And then, well, if I don't have a buyer yet, and I'm just kind of just going with the flow. So I think I be in my own head a little too much and just trying to have that or find that balance to be more confident and more direct, I guess, if I'm even saying
Yeah.
that.
Hey, Hey, listen, I have good news. I know exactly how to become more confident. I can tell you exactly how you're going to do it right now. The only way to get there is through. You only have one choice. Keep talking to people.
Right.
There is literally no other way to get there. I have just been doing this a long time. I have a lot of reps in. I have messed up a lot. I have been screamed at. I have been I've been through it all. That's the only reason I'm this good. I am not a genius. I am not Tony Robbins, all right? I'm not secretly hypnotizing you while I'm talking to you. No. I am just a Jen actually listening. I am so me, it is crazy. And it's specifically why I don't pass out scripts, because I don't want you to read my words. I want you to know what you're supposed to be saying, and then you write it down for you. Right? And I tell people all the time, maybe you need to have a glass of wine or two and then role play and have that recorded. So you're a little loose. So you're really you. And then use all of the AI tools that exist to transcribe yourself and the way that you were talking. And then maybe you've got some of your scripts, right? But you got to be so you that they don't wonder if it's a robot. Building rapport is top of that list for sure. You're right here just talking to us fine, man. Loosen up. What are they gonna do? Tell you no?
Right. You're absolutely right. And one of the guys, Travis knows him, Usama, he gave me some good advice just as far as and you mentioned a little bit of this earlier, I believe. Just prepare for the no. And he even said just write like a checklist of just 20 boxes and just wait to get them 20 no. So that's been easing my mind a lot more. And I don't even know if it's really a confidence thing. I think I'm just trying to, when I'm on the phone, I'm already trying to perceive the next question or what's my next step. And I don't want to run out of things to say, like, am I saying the wrong thing? Am I saying the right thing? I think just mainly mental gymnastics. I think that's truly what it is.
So most of the time, that's because somebody feels like they're about to lose something. If I say the wrong thing, I'm gonna lose it. When you hop on the phone with the seller, do you have a deal?
No.
So what are you gonna lose? You literally will have just no change in the status quo. No matter what you say. The result, the worst case scenario result is no change in your status quo.
And most of the
You
time,
can't,
they won't even remember your name anyway. They won't even remember you.
you can't lose something you don't have yet.
Right.
You certainly can miss the opportunity to get it. That's the bigger risk. And once you start asking more questions and getting into that, it's just going to happen in front of you. Somebody's going to say yes, and you're going to be like, I should have been doing this the whole time. Yeah, Christine did have a question, but she's gone now.
I'm here.
Oh, there, you're over there. Sorry. I only saw the Chris part, and I saw a different name.
I just
Appreciate
didn't leave the
you.
hand up the entire time. That's all. Are you ready for me?
Yeah, well, Zoom user did that.
Chris,
Okay.
I don't know how I had it fixed, but I just got a new phone, so that's probably why. So, but no, definitely gave me clarity on that. And again, I think I just need to just make more calls. I've been doing a lot of text blasting like crazy, but I think I'm just gonna build my confidence more. Yep, that's what I need to do. Travis been getting on me about making them calls. So I've been trying to, take what he's been teaching me and what I've learned from a lot of people in this group. So, but that's it for me. I thank you, Jen.
My pleasure, man. Christine, what's up?
Hi, how are you?
Cold. How are you?
I'm
we got a
warm.
blizzard.
Where I am, it's warm. I'm located outside of the US, so that's why.
Yeah. No, we got our first real snowfall here in Colorado, and we're not done with the construction. So like literally like part of my ceiling is open here and stuff. So like so cold. There's a space heater blowing on me from underneath the desk right now.
And you're just starting there. It's just starting.
Yeah. Today's day one, real winter here in Colorado. I am not going to complain though, because it waited till December 3rd. So I'm thankful. How can I help you?
I guess it's not so much of what to say as a script or, about decision or timeline or right fit or the money situation. It's sort of a mix of a personal side as well. Maybe I don't think many people will ask this, but I like to be straight up. How do we separate, since you've been in this business for a long time, how do we separate the stresses that we have in life personally, as opposed to what we have going on professionally, to where it doesn't affect how we perform to get the seller to be sold in on us? Because we have a lot of stressors. For example, today's the 3rd, time for rent to be paid and stuff like that. If you don't pay rent, you go get kicked out. This is just an example. How do we juggle that in order for us to become better at what we do? Because a lot of time, like myself, I help run a business as well besides this. So, I mean, we're not guaranteed just our regular paycheck. No, in my family, we don't run like that. Where it's more, once you make the sale, that's when you get paid. How do we separate that in order for our performance to be not affected and to be better?
First, let me tell you that I have done a lot of these little guest spots, and you're the first person to ask me something that's not about sales.
I mean, at the end, it is about sales because, if we don't have our mind right here, we can't be effective with the sale itself,
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I think there's a lot of like tangible items I can give you, but I think first and foremost, the advice would be, if you aren't great at compartmentalizing, then figure it out. There are books and there are people who can teach you how. Do that, because that's going to help you business, personal, I don't care what you're doing. Having the ability to put what's going on into a file folder, close the drawer, open a different folder in your brain, pull out a file, and now I'm here, is the most important life skill I have ever developed, period. 100%. And it's harder today than ever has been, because we're constantly distracted. I remember when watching the news was just watching two people sitting at a desk, and there were no tickers and there were no graphics and there were no, it was just the news. And we live now in a world where, I told you there's a blizzard outside. Fuego's like, he's trying to get to my heater. We live in a world now where if you're not multitasking, you're not working hard enough.
Exactly.
I call BS is what I'm saying. All right. It is entirely possible to teach yourself how to focus. The ways that I'm actually doing it. So I read a book when I knew that this was a problem for me. I read a book, The Power of forgetting.
Mhm.
The power of forgetting. And it was about temporarily forgetting things. And it was literally how to do it. Just taught me. Simple. Okay. Time blocking, big deal. You don't just time block work. You time block everything, literally. So,
Yes.
let me just tell you what today looks like, okay? So everything up to 9 a.m. on my schedule is blocked 100% of the time because I have a farm and it gets me till 9 a.m. period. Now listen, if I've got some time while I'm like in between chores or I've decided to sit down and drink some coffee and I can check my phone out, great. But there will never be an appointment scheduled for me to be training someone before 9 a.m. Not going to happen. Because inevitably, the day I do that, my cows are going to decide that they are going to get out that morning and then I'm going to miss the meeting. So I give the farm time. I don't put myself in a position to fail. 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. today was my focus time block. That's just the random things that I need to do, that I need to just like stay focused. I work 50, 10, 50. 50 minutes on, 10-minute break, 50 minutes on. That's why it's a 2-hour block like that. Then I had a Zoom meeting for my own community. We had our call review and role play. Now I have small market REI Zoom call. I also I put a duplicate appointment. It says Travis Goodwin's meet. So I knew I wouldn't schedule anything there. Right after this, the Fuel 5 workshop, I have a Zoom link to join. At 2 p.m., a little note pops up that says $777,000. Because 3 times a day, my annual revenue goal just pops up on my phone to keep me focused. 9 to 5 is business hours. 3 times a day. 777 just pops up on my phone. It's my favorite number. Don't ask me why I chose it. I just chose it. And then every single day, you can't get on my schedule after 6. Farm time. Gotta milk my cow. I gotta feed the dogs and do all the stuff. So literally everything is scheduled. If I didn't need to do back-to-back meetings today, there would be a lunch in there. Take lunch. You're not going to accomplish more. Just by powering through, your efficiency is actually going to go down. Schedule it all. Schedule the breaks. The other thing I think that helps a lot of, and I think it's a work from home discussion, is like the next layer of this. I tell everybody, if you don't have a desktop, buy a desktop. Don't be working off a laptop. Because you're not clocking in and out of work anymore. But you could simulate, now I'm clocked in, now I'm clocked out. Now I'm clocked in, now, you see where I'm going? You can at least simulate it. If you've got a door between the space, then that door could be walking into the office. But when you carry your laptop around the house, you're the problem. You're the one making your personal and business life go like this. That's your fault now. Because they don't take business to the dining room table. Don't do that to your family.
I was wondering where that cat was. I know you have cats, and last time the cat came in, so I was like, "Where's the cat?"
This is Fuego, everybody. He's the farm greeter, and he's the OG around here, and cold. So Mama's got the space here.
We're going to get 1 million views on this now just because of the cat. That's going to be the thumbnail: how to sell houses with the cat.
Yeah, I think
There you go. You got your thumbnail now.
time blocking to me is very important. I mean, that's something I just recently started doing. And I got mine like from 10 to 3 or 11 to 3. I mean, that's my business hours. Just like you said, that's my job. Because everyday life will get in the way. And by that afternoon, you're going to look back. Dang, what did I do today? I mean, everything got took over by little small things in life, if you don't do that.
And having a desk, right? And being able to clock in. And then the last piece, do everything in your power to not need this
Yep.
while you're working.
Exactly.
Don't make your calls off of this if you can easily be doing it off of your computer instead. Use your computer. This is the number one reason we don't do our work. So go ahead and block some time for social media if you need it in your life and get it out of the way from 6 to 7 a.m. And then you don't need it while you're working. Give it to yourself. I'm not telling you to get off social media, right? Like, listen, I get it. If I'm soaking in a hot bath, we are doom scrolling comedians or something, right? Like, I get it, guys.
Exactly.
Sometimes,
And
right?
that's another one of them things that'll suck you in real quick if you're not very careful.
So give it to yourself, because it would be like trying to tell me I'm not allowed to have chocolate anymore. I'll murder you for chocolate after a week, right? Don't do that. But schedule it so that it's not a problem. Clock into work, put a door, have a desktop, get everything for your business off the cell phone and onto the desktop instead. But again, I'm right back to the beginning. You can learn how to compartmentalize your life in here. You can. It's like learning to play the drums or learning how to plant a garden, or you can learn it. There is a specific set of instructions. And I was terrible at it. I would spend like all day complaining about my boyfriend, and I was supposed to be working. So I've been there. I was real bad. Now I'm hardly noticing. The only reason I'm even noticing is because he's home from school. So his bedroom door keeps opening and closing. But I'm not even noticing what's going on downstairs in my house anymore. It's just, it exists, but I'm not aware of it anymore. I'm right here. And it's just because I learned how. That's all. Does that answer your question, Christine? That was long-winded, that one. But that was that's something that I think, like, you are not the only person that has that question. It's so important, as a matter of fact, that it was like a whole day of my boot camp. We talked about how to work from home, how to be efficient, how to stay, like, a whole day. We talked about this. So it's one of the biggest struggles. You figured that part out. The rest of this is easy, guys. Super easy. You can figure that out. Does that answer your question?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Ooh, ma'am. I'm just Jen.
That's just I communicate out of respect, so it's just a habit. Sorry.
That was a
No, you're
great
fine.
question. That was a great question. I like that question a lot. I mean, that's not your typical question you get that
No,
you hear on
I
a
was straightforward.
yeah, I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah, like I said, that's the first time somebody's not asked me a sales question. And I was like, ooh, she thinks I might just be a good person. That felt good.
Yeah, so we appreciate you coming today. So, what's the last thing you gave so much value, but if we could recap first, like what have we learned today, guys? Like, would anybody like to say what they've learned today? And what's the word I'm looking for? What's the key things you learned that's going to help you guys?
Takeaway.
The biggest takeaway. That's it. Yeah. Do we have any good takeaways from anybody that they'd like to share? I think everybody else has been everybody there. Who's
Hey,
Usama?
Travis.
Hey,
Oh,
what's up, man?
Hey, I think I want to share one thing that I think I learned here is giving the homeowners permission to say no. I know you and me talked about me dealing with foreclosures. That's something I'm gonna start using when I call them. Say, hey, Travis, I'm calling about the foreclosure. You can say no if you do not need help with this foreclosure, but I have a solution to put some money in your pocket before this thing goes to auction. I think that's very valuable to me.
Awesome, man. Thank you for sharing that. Jen, would you like to say anything to that?
No, it's just the reason, the three things I told you guys today, the reason I gave you those three is because they will be the most effective. So please start integrating this into your conversations immediately, guys. Um, Travis gave me a lot of compliments here today. The fact is, the man's a rock star as well. And that's why I sat down and said, what are the three most effective things, right? Not, I could have given you my flow chart. I could have given you my 5 steps to yes, right? I could have put a bunch of PDFs out here for you and put my brand on it and make sure you saw, like, I could have done that. But Travis is too good of a dude. I did just meet David for the first time today, full disclosure. That I wanted to make sure you guys literally had what you need to hear yes as fast as possible. Because I suspected that it was going to be more new people. When that was confirmed right away, I was like, oh, thank God, because I forgot to ask. Um, so these are the things that are actually going to change your conversations without you needing to be a closer, without you needing to have all the experience yet, right? These are the things that will just change it right now. Please start talking, putting them into your conversations immediately. All right. Full disclosure, it's going to be real uncomfortable at first. Do it anyways. Please do it anyways. The worst thing that's going to happen, they're going to tell you no. If you really feel beat up by a seller, give me a call. We'll make sure you actually get beat up. Sound good? I'm just kidding, by the way. But I'll let you talk to the Marine that lives here if you really want to.
I love it, man. You're the best. So where can they reach you? I know you're in the group, they can reach out in the group, but if they want to reach out to you personally, just to let you know how good of a job you've done, how can they do that?
Well, I might be the only Jen Way on Facebook. I don't know. I think there's a couple others of us, but I'm definitely the only one with the blue check mark. Jen Way, too easy. I do have a Facebook group too, guys. Free community, like the one that Travis is running. We do sales only. Please don't ask me for marketing tips and then hold me accountable to that. That's not what I'm great at. Okay? No, I'm not an accountant. No, I'm not a lawyer. I can answer all your sales questions, and I would love to, because I actually know what works. But I'm not an overall kind of coach. So the group's called Sales the Genway. Can I drop the link? Is that okay?
Yep.
Okay. See, I asked for forgiveness, not permission, right? I was like, he can't say no right in front of all these people.
I would have. It's all good. This whole thing is built so we can all you wouldn't be on here if I felt like you were someone that I didn't want people to come to. So that's first of all. I trust that anybody that comes to Jen, that Jen's going to take care of them and make sure that they're on the right way. So that's awesome. We do appreciate you even coming on here. David, before we go, do you want to kind of say some things and just finalize everything and give us the end game?
Hey man, this has been great. Jen, thanks for coming on. A lot of good stuff there. I've been around the real estate game 20 some odd years, been a real estate broker, so kind of come from a lot of the same background. Um, so I really appreciate you taking the time to be here with us. Everybody, our community's free, so if you can give us a shout out. We got videos on our YouTube channel, Small Market REI, so go there and check it out. That's basically about all I've got. Travis, anything with you? Anything you want to say?
No, I appreciate everybody. We're grateful that everybody came on here. I love seeing everybody's faces, and even the people I can't see your face. I love to see your name. Keep coming. Hopefully I can see your face next week. But Jen, so you're able to come on like again, right? Like if we invite you, you'll come and talk to us.
Yeah, man, you say the word.
Awesome.
Um, my favorite thing to do is to actually become part of other communities where you guys are getting some of that instruction that I don't provide, so that I can feel good that you have a trusted source for the other things. And then
Sure.
I'm not just like, go Google it. No, Travis has all the answers. I'm sure he's going to answer most sales things exactly the same way as me. I am sure of that. I'm also sure, though, that I've been doing it longer. So I will pride myself on being a little bit more experienced when it comes to just the sales, right? So, guys,
I'm a baby.
let me help you however I can. I can't help you if you don't reach out and talk, if you're not actually engaged. That's the only way you're going to get value in the community you're in right now. No matter what community you're in, nobody can be a part of your success if you don't actually put yourself out there. Okay, so start doing that. Travis, I'll come back anytime, man. If you guys had something like very specific, I'd be happy to like actually put a presentation together for you and act like I'm a more serious professional coach, but I'm just a gen man.
This is exactly what I was telling Dave. I was like, we got to bring Jen on because she's going to be herself. She's not going to be fake for the cameras. That's what people want. If they want the fake stuff, they can go to other Zooms. They can watch that other stuff, right? We're here to be exclusive and give you guys the stuff that you got to pay for elsewhere, you know? And not saying that you don't got to pay. You got to invest. You got to invest in yourself. I'm not saying don't go pay for mentorships or whatever, but, you know, be with people who's genuine, people you can build trust with. That's what Jen's about. So, yeah, I appreciate you guys. David, you want to just say goodbye and tell everybody to follow us one more time?
Yeah. Hey, everybody, make sure you follow us, Small Market REI, YouTube, Facebook. We appreciate you. Love you. Thanks for
I
coming.
appreciate you guys. I appreciate you, Jen, Travis, and David. Everybody have a good one. I appreciate y'all.
All right, see
Enjoy
y'all
it.
next week.
Bye. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.